Welcome to week 30 of 52 Weeks of Storytelling. This episode and week is all about your favorite spring memory. Now, I know if you are not living in a place where it's spring right now, I totally understand that this might be super confusing, especially if there's snow on the ground, but this is just part of how I laid things out in this journal. So what 52 Weeks of Storytelling is a way of working through what potentially could feel like a super hard project. For instance, writing your memoirs, or writing an autobiography, or working with someone else to help them tell their life story. So 52 Weeks of Storytelling is a way of helping people work through that big old process, hopefully you, and that it encourages you to come back each week to listen to a video, listen to me talk about storytelling and how you can write your stories and use different prompts. Now, if you are feeling so inclined, there is a journal that you can purchase. There is an option for a PDF printable over on Etsy that's linked below, and there's also a printed version that you can get print on demand from Amazon in most places in the world. So those are complementary and supplementary to this video series. So the series actually follows along inside the journal. So with that, I want to share with you what the legacy storytelling method actually is. So the legacy storytelling method is what I came up with to help people tell their stories and interview others and work with each other to tell their life stories in a way that is meaningful, impactful, and most of the time easy. So we start with the 5 W's, which are who, what, when, where, and why. The first four are usually pretty self-explanatory. The why, sometimes people get a little tripped up. So when I think about the why, it is, why did you get to this moment? What happened to get you to where you were in this memory? That leads really well into the digging deeper questions, which are things like impact, how you felt, how you feel now, and then what you want people to remember about this specific moment or memory. With that, I want to jump into the weekly writing prompt. The weekly writing prompt for this week is favorite spring memory, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and it's really about all things spring. So I'm probably going to share something about rain. I'm still thinking about it, but favorite spring memory could be a favorite spring activity, a trip you usually take, someone you get to see because they come to see you, or it could be something where you think of a specific person when you think of spring. Maybe it's because you had memories with them, and you would use the questions to walk through answering those questions about that memory, about that person, and really create and share a story around your favorite spring memory. So that is what I was thinking in regards to this specific prompt. The story example I want to share with you today is really, I'm going to go with spring hikes and rain. So I talk a lot about rain. I like rain. So I grew up in the desert, and so some of the best times to go hiking in the desert is in the spring, and it is absolutely gorgeous when it rains in the desert. I love the way the desert smells after it rains in the spring. I love being out there when it's just rained, in the rain. I've hiked in the rain. That was super fun. But just being outside and hiking and being in nature, and right after it rains, everything blooms around you. Not like directly right after, but usually like day after or something. Everything just looks lush, which if you have ever been in a desert, most of the time it doesn't look that way. So I love the lushness after it rains in the spring, and I love the way the creosote smells when it gets wet, and it's something that I actually miss a lot. So whenever one of my family members or I leave, I come back from Phoenix, I actually bring creosote with me and put it in the shower, which, if that's a life hack, if you didn't know about that, because it totally smells like it's just rained in the desert, and you could be standing out there if you close your eyes. So that is my favorite spring memory, is really taking spring hikes. And what spring always brought for us was really cool travel trips and backpacking and hiking in the desert. So that is my story example. I hope that this has helped you think about something that makes you hopefully happy, and a spring moment that you want to share with someone else and that you would like to write about. With that, I hope that you come back and watch next week's video, check out the journal, and until I see you again on the next video, I hope you have an incredible day, and happy writing.